You wouldn't expect something that's been standing for thousands of years to just fall apart in seconds. But that's exactly what happens when glaciers collapse. One moment, they're towering giants of ice. The next, they're crashing into the water with unimaginable force. Some of these collapses are so massive, they send waves rippling for miles. Today, we're looking at some of the biggest ever caught on camera. Let's get into it. Starting with Antarctica, glaciers are constantly shifting, and sometimes they break apart in unexpected ways. Here we see a large section of ice calving off from the glacier. Instead of just crashing straight down, the ice actually flips as it hits the water, turning over in a slow, controlled motion. The impact creates noticeable ripples across the water, showing just how much force is involved in even a single chunk breaking off. Next, we're heading to Greenland, where the largest glacier calving ever filmed took place at the Ilulissat Glacier, setting a Guinness World Record. On May 28, 2008, a massive 7.4 cubic kilometers of ice broke off in just 75 minutes, retreating a full mile, showing the raw power of nature. Captured by Adam Lewinter and director Jeff Orlowski for Chasing Ice, this calving event, with ice towering 3,000 feet, left a mark in history for both its scale and sheer force. Ben Fogle was out in Alaska with the Higman family, learning survival skills when they got more than they bargained for. While paddling near a glacier, they heard a deep groaning sound from the ice. Sensing danger, they quickly backed off, and not long after, an 80-foot chunk of ice broke off and crashed into the water. It's incredible to think about the size of what just fell into the water. This wasn't just a little crack, it was a full-on ice spectacle, and it did not hold back. Glaciers don't do quiet exits. They break, flip, and send waves like it's their job. Ever witnessed one up close? Or prefer the stress-free, watch-from-home experience? Let us know in the comments and hit subscribe for more wild moments. In Patagonia, the Perito Moreno Glacier just erupted in a spectacular ice collapse. On 2016 March 10th, a massive ice bridge shattered, sending enormous chunks crashing into Lago Argentino with a thunderous roar. Absolutely unreal. The sheer scale of it was breathtaking. That moment, the raw power of nature on full display, was something you have to see to believe. Moving on, at Glacier National Park, A stunning collapse left a dramatic shift in the landscape. As one side of the glacier plunged into the water, a massive chunk of ice flipped and emerged from below the surface, revealing its towering form. The contrast was striking. What was hidden beneath the water just moments ago, now in full view. Unbelievable. You could feel the earth shift with every piece of ice that moved. This glacier had an uncanny shape, like a giant duck floating on the water. But nature had other plans. Slowly, the duck started rising, tilting as if about to take off. For a moment, it just hovered. Then out of nowhere, it collapsed in a massive explosion of ice and water. 1 second, it was a perfect icy sculpture. The next, it was completely destroyed. Just incredible to watch. This glacier isn't just breaking, it's unraveling, piece by piece.
There it goes.
The slow, steady collapse is mesmerizing, but the reality is harsh. Every chunk lost means rising seas. Stunning to watch, but a sobering reminder of what's happening to our planet. On November 3rd, 2015, one lucky witness found himself in the right place at the right time.
Never floating out from the bottom. Pull back on this ledge. Oh my God!
Just as Solheima Jokul put on a jaw-dropping show, massive chunks of ice broke away one after another, crashing into the water like nature's own domino effect. Just when it seemed to settle, another section gave way.
The big piece is rolling again. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. I can't believe this. If you were here.
Watching a glacier in constant motion like this, that's a once-in-a-lifetime sight. And also lucky for us, the guy had his camera. Now we're looking at the LeConte Glacier. Right after the glacier calved, something remarkable happened. An enormous piece of ice suddenly shot out from the edge. Captured from a distance, the moment was mesmerizing. But as amazing as it is, it's not safe at all. The ship seems too close to the scene. The ice burst free, creating a ripple effect in the water below. It's a rare sight. Just when you think it's over, nature surprises you with one more stunning move. This starts off slow, with just a few small chunks breaking off. Nothing too dramatic. But then, boom! A massive slab crashes down, sending water surging in every direction. And right there in the mist, a rainbow quietly shining the whole time, almost like nature's way of softening the impact. Destruction and beauty in the same frame. Now that's a sight you don't see every day. This one doesn't even look real, more like a scene from another world. The sheer scale of this glacier is almost hard to process. It's the Helheim Glacier near Tassilak in Iceland, and it was recorded in 2022. First, ice crumbles, a massive chunk collapses, and then, out of nowhere, a huge piece shoots up from below. It's chaos, but you can't look away. So much is happening, yet every second is mesmerizing. You don't just watch this, you feel it. First, a chunk of ice shoots up like it's been launched from below. Already wild enough. But then, as the collapse continues, things get even stranger. A massive slab starts flipping, and suddenly an iceberg shaped almost like a spaceship emerges. I mean, this is how science fiction movies start, right? If it starts hovering, I'm officially out. In Monstrous, South Greenland, 2024, a massive glacier calving event unfolded, one that perfectly captures the raw power of nature. A huge chunk of ice suddenly bursts out of the water, rising nearly 120 meters before crashing back down. In just a short span, an estimated 200,000 to 500,000 tons of ice is lost. Reshaping the landscape before our eyes. The movement which is happening in these frozen giants is hard to realize, even when we're watching. Only in Alaska do you get a show like this. Giant glaciers, ice chunks the size of buildings, and of course, an excited crowd to witness it all. As the glacier starts to collapse, massive pieces of ice break off, and then an ice shooter shows up, almost as if it's trying to compete with the size of a skyscraper. And of course, the crowd's there, cheering like it's the biggest sporting event of the year. While everyone's clapping for the impressive display, let's not forget that massive ice is now floating away, adding to that rising sea level. Finally, Tracy Arm Fjord, Alaska, where glaciers don't just collapse, they fight back.
Holy crap!
A massive 200-foot chunk gives way, crashing down and sending ice chunks flying like shrapnel towards a tourist boat. The waves rock the boat, and for one unlucky passenger, the mesmerizing scene turned into a very bad idea. She got hit by flying ice and broke her leg. This is why glaciers aren't just scenic backdrops for your vacation photos. They're unpredictable, powerful, and, if you get too close, ready to remind you why they demand respect. So, another glacier down, another reminder of nature's raw power. Mesmerizing, chaotic, and unstoppable. These icy giants never leave quietly. Have you seen one in person? Or happy watching from afar? Let us know, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic moments.